Thursday, June 13th, 2024. Best pitchers, plural. 1949. Finishing the 1940s. 4 guys tied with 2 categories, pitching categories each, winning. It's hard to determine who was the best pitcher in 1949 when you have all these guys winning categories. Nobody really stood out. So I'm going to give it to these 4 guys. Who are they? Warren Spahn. Most innings, 302. And most games started, 38. 2 categories. Mel Parnell. Most wins, 25. And most complete games, 27. 2 categories. Virgil Trucks. Most strikeouts, 153. And most shutouts, 6. And then the last guy, Ellis Kinder. Most shutouts, 6. And he had the highest winning percentage, 793. You can say some of the other guys did better in a certain pitching category, but my criteria is how many you win. And all 4 of these guys have 2. I'm going to give it to all 4 of them, even though one may be better than the other for that year. Nobody had 3. These 4 guys had 2. Let's look at their careers. Let's start with Ellis Kinder. Have you heard of him? I haven't. So you go to Baseball Reference, look up his career. Starts in 1946, 31 years old. Whoa! That's way too late. You start pitching at 31 years old? Either that or he was in the minors and couldn't make the big leagues. Wins 3 games when he comes up. But in 1949, had a good year. 23-6, 793 winning percentage, 252 innings and 138 strikeouts. Okay. So where did he win? He had the highest winning percentage, 793. And he had 6 shutouts. Okay. 12-year career, 102 wins, 71 losses. Not a Hall of Famer. Let's go to the next guy. Mel Parnell. Have you heard of him? I haven't. So go to the Baseball Reference. He only had a 10-year career. He started in 1947. Won 2 games. But in 1949, a good year. 25-7. 2.77 ERA, 295 innings, 27 complete games. That was the most. He had 134 strikeouts, 295 innings. So Mel Parnell, most wins of anybody in the league, 25. And most complete games, 27. Okay. The next guy, Virgil Trucks. Have you heard of him? I have not. 17-year career, 177 victories. In 1949, he goes 19-11. 2.81 ERA. 6 shutouts, the most. And 153 strikeouts. That was the most. So, Ellis Kinder, Mel Parnell, and Virgil Trucks, all of them are not in the Baseball Hall of Fame because they didn't get enough stats, enough resume to make it. The last guy, Warren Spahn, is in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Why? 21-year career, listen to this, 363 wins. That'll get you in. 245 losses, way too many. 3.09 career ERA. He had 5,243 innings. And he gets 2,583 career strikeouts. 1949, he goes 21-14. 38 games started. That was the most, and he had 302 innings. That was the most. We could say that Warren Spahn was the best pitcher that year. Maybe. I don't know. The other guy had 25 wins, and some of the other guys had lower ERA. 1949, Warren Spahn, 3.07. See, the other guys, let's see, Mel Parnell had more wins than Warren Spahn that year. Virgil Trucks had more strikeouts than Warren Spahn. Ellis Kinder had more shutouts than Warren Spahn. He had a better winning percentage. But all three of those guys, Trucks, Parnell, and Kinder, did not make the Hall of Fame. But Warren Spahn, what a career. Listen to this. Starts in 1942. He's 21 years old, and look what happens. He's in his prime, or he's getting started. And when you're young, you're stronger, right? 1942, 43, and 44. He goes in the military and misses 3 young years where he could have won maybe 60 games. How do I know? Because Warren Spahn was a 20-win pitcher in his career. You want to know how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13 times in 21 years, Warren Spahn won 20 or more games. I'm going to have to put him in my top 10. 363 victories. Listen to this. 1946, he comes back from serving in the military, so he's 25 years old. Then he just takes off. 8 wins, and then listen to this. 21, 15, 21, 21, 22, 14, 23, 21, 17, 20, 21, 22, 21, 21, 21, 18, 23. What a career. Those are all pitching victories. Did you hear that? 13 times 20 or more wins. 597 career winning percentage. 3.09 ERA. He got touched up. 245 losses. Way too many. Warren Spahn makes the Baseball Hall of Fame. A lefty. 1949. I'm going to give it to him too. And I'm going to say that the other 3 guys didn't make the Hall, but Warren Spahn did because after when he comes back from the military, he's just very consistent, 20-game winner just about every year for about, all right, listen, 1947, 21 wins. 48, 15 wins, okay. But then he goes 21, 21, 22, 3 in a row. Then he wins 14. Then he goes 23, 21. Then he wins 17. Then he goes 20, 21, 22, 21, 21, 21. Those are victories. And then he goes 18. And then 1963, he goes 23 wins. Toward the end of his career, kind of tailed off. I was just thinking, let me throw this assumption out to you, or let's say what if, and let's say presuppose something for Warren Spahn. Ages, when he was 22, 23, and 24, he was serving in the military, those 3 years. He started his career as a 21-year-old. He was in the big leagues, but he went into the military for 3 years. Since he had 13 20-win seasons, can we presuppose or say what if Those 3 years, he wins 20 games each year. That would have been 60 more victories. He had 363. What's 60 more and 363? 423, right? Warren Spahn could have joined Walter Johnson as the only other pitcher with 400 wins. He could have had 423 wins. Now we know Cy Young is by himself because he's in the 500 win club, right? 511. There's only one other guy with 400 wins. That's Walter Johnson, 417, right? Warren Spahn could have had 423. In fact, he could have been number 2 all time in pitching victories. But those 3 years in the military, pitched until he was 44 years old. I'm impressed. He's going to be in my top 10. Where? I don't know. I'll reveal my top 10 of best pitchers of all time according to this series of videos I'm doing. I have 2 right now that are lock solid. Number 1, Walter Johnson. You look at that video, 400 wins, 110 shutouts, 3,500 strikeouts. I believe it was, what was it? I can look it up. His ERA was in the 2s. I believe it was 2.17. I want to be accurate here. Let's look him up. All right, Walter Johnson. What's his career ERA? Just to give you an example why he's number 1 on my list. All right, I got him here. I was right. 2.17 career ERA for Walter Johnson. That's why he's number 1. Along with the 417 in victories and the 3,500 strikeouts and the 110 shutouts. Number 2 on my list is lock solid, Christy Mathewson, 373 wins. He also had a low career ERA. I put his name in here. All I gotta do is just type it. Here he is, Christy. You wanna know his career? Even better than Walter Johnson, 2.13. But Johnson has more victories and more shutouts and more strikeouts. So, but I've got Christy Mathewson, 2,500 strikeouts. He's got the 373 wins, and he does it in a shorter period of time, 17 years. So that's why I've got Johnson 1, Mathewson 2. Numbers 3 through 10 are to be determined. I talked about, I'm going to have Pete Alexander in there. I don't know where yet. I'm going to have Bob Feller in there. I don't know where yet. I'm thinking of Ed Walsh. And now I'm thinking Walter Spahn, Warren Spahn. There are some other guys that I was looking at, possibles, like Charlie Radburn, Pud Calvin, Tim Keefe, Kid Nichols, Don Clarkson. Those are old timers. What I want to be fair. So I want to go through all these pitchers. You got Koufax coming up. You got Gibson. You got Drysdale. You've got Ryan. You've got Randy Johnson. You've got some of these guys. Steve Carlton. Where are they going to be in the top 10? You have to look at the resume. You have to look at the stats. I have 2. Numbers 3 through 10 are to be determined. I'm going to put Warren Spahn in there somewhere. 363 victories and a potential of winning over 400 games if he had not missed those military years. That World War II really threw off baseball. You got guys going in serving. Ted Williams, Joe DiMaggio missed time. Stan Musial went in for a year. Some of those other guys, they served. Props to them. That World War II, man. Wish it never happened. That's 1949. We're done with the 40s. Our next video will be 1950. And our goal is to get to 2023. Then I'll reveal my top 10 greatest pitchers of all time. Talk to you later. I'm out.